Well, it's Saturday the 13th of April, and this is episode 2404 of 301 Permanently Moved Online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded, and edited by me at the JMO. I'm currently reading Dan Bricklin's 2009 book on technology. It's a collection of blog posts written during the 2000s and a fascinating window into the kinds of topics that were being discussed during the era. There's a great post dated April 4th, 2004 called Metaphors, Not Conversations. It's about embedded software agents and artificial intelligence in computing UX. Exactly the same topic of conversation that is occurring right now across social media about the future of AI. Like the Metaverse, history is repeating itself with absolutely zero contact with the last time a lot of smart people had these exact same conversations. The beginning of the essay links to a July 2000 New York Times article called Microsoft Sees Software Agent as Way to Avoid Distraction. The main thrust of the article is a focus on Microsoft executive Eric Horvitz and his work on human-computer interface design. Using statistical probability and decision theory techniques that draw inferences from a user's behavior, the team is developing software meant to shield people from information overload while they are working. This is the same team that invented Clippy, but the article makes clear that there is still a strong will at Microsoft to create an agent or co-pilot to help a user navigate a computing environment. In his 1995 book, The Road Ahead, which is brilliant by the way, Bill Gates describes an agent as a filter that has taken on a personality and seems to show initiative. An agent's job is to assist you. In the information age, that means that the agent is there to help you find information. And again, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly in 2000, he talked about personalized TV guides. The TV guide will almost be like a search portal where you customize and say, I'm never interested in this, but I am particularly interested in that. It is no surprise that Microsoft has gone all in with its OpenAI investment. LLMs speak to ambitions embedded deep in the DNA of Microsoft, present since the very beginning. I have at this point read a lot of 90s material on computing visions, which has resulted in a frustration about contemporary conversations around these same topics. For example, the recent discourse sparked by NVIDIA's AI-powered NPCs announcement would have benefited greatly by an understanding of Leonard N. Fauner's early 90s work on software interactions in months. Anyways, it seems to me that 90s ideas around software agents fall into two camps. They are 1, a sort of context-aware passive filter, or 2, an active participant alongside the user. Responding to the NYT article, Bricklin talks about metaphors and their importance in software design. A good metaphor, he says, aids in developing trust between the program and the user. And what he takes issue with is that the metaphor proposed for many of the agents and assistants is of a magic program that says, I know, trust me, I'll tell you. An easy metaphor to invent, but one with very little transparency. Bricklin, by the way, is the inventor of VisiCalc, the first electronic spreadsheet. He goes on to talk about why this is the answer, trust me, is a very poor interface metaphor, which I can illustrate with a recent example, ChatGPT's confident assertions of hallucinated facts. We did, however, actually get the passive agent-based future imagined in the 1990s. It's the Netflix algorithm or Amazon's recommendation engine, and they were all built with the hot computer science Microsoft were jazzed about in that 2000 MIT piece, Bayesian inference. What's happened more recently is that passive recommendation agents have become active ones in passive clothing. The algorithmic feed, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. all utilize content filters that lack transparency and lean heavily on trust me as an interaction metaphor. They aren't helpful agents at all. They all restrict human agency inside of their systems. The gap between the Microsoft article on Bayesian filters and the first Netflix recommendation algorithm was 10 years. We learned a lot about how humans react to AI agents in technosocial systems in the 90s, and computer science has been dreaming about software agents since the very beginning. In 1995, Gates thought that in the future an agent would be there to help you find information and make sense of things, but it turns out they've been weaponized against us in order to boost dwell time and increase ad revenues. Social media is a mess, and Google is practically useless. So right now, I'm deeply skeptical about the current rush towards the development of active software agents built on top of LLMs. We've been through all of this before, and it could take 10 years. And as Berkman says, they are also all easy metaphors, with little transparency.